My enthusiasm's overwhelming, isn't it?
That's one way of saying it.
Oh, son of a bitch. Good evening, ladies. Fuck it. Hi, I'm Monk. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
What's up, everybody?
Jack, how you been, man?
Yeah. How you doing?
Not worth talking about. I'm happy and I'm excited because Riot season is back. And you know how, look, ladies and gentlemen, I know tons of people are talking about the rioting right now, but I promise you, there are no two people more excited that Riot season is kicked off than Jack and myself.
Fact.
There is nobody out there who's like, yay, Riot season more than me and Jack. And look, it's not that we like violence. It's not that we like rioting. It's that we like laughing at the people who are doing violence and rioting.
Especially when they get shot in the nuts with a pepper ball.
Especially when they get their comeuppance. Because that is funny as shit.
Yeah, I have been so disappointed by the response from the LAPD.
Oh, yeah.
Being all orderly and civil. What the fuck, guys? Come on, step it up. You guys are way better trained than this.
It's all right. They got the National Guard out there, so we have the chance at a Kent State situation, Jack.
Oh, that's what the left wants, I have no doubt.
Oh.
And they'll probably get it if it gets bad enough.
100% is what they want. In fairness, I do not want anybody to die from this unless they're trying to kill someone else and they kill themselves. Because then it's funny.
If they're illegal, are they really people?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought
that's a debate for another day.
I thought we'd start out tonight with this ABC News 7 from Los Angeles, Jack. This clip combines two of my favorite things: shitting on the media and riot season. Have you seen this clip?
Yes. I actually saw Fox LA doing something similar, talking about, police are being so mean.
Before we get into this, couple of donations from before. Tyrai, thank you. This is from the other day. The girl living in a fantasy wouldn't understand that Johnny Somali doing gross stuff with comfort woman statues is wrong. These women were forced to pleasure Japanese soldiers across Asia in World War II. At any point, men can dominate women. Also, see most serial killers. Yeah, that lady with hey, might doesn't make right, but it can make the rules. And that woman was just stupid. And also, right before the show, thank you, Tyrai. Need to go to bed for 4 a.m. wake up for work tomorrow. Just a note: a vessel shipping 3,000 EVs from China is on fire due to some of the vehicles just combusting within the ship. Well, that's dangerous.
That's horrifying. Can you imagine being one of the crewmen on there?
Yeah, that's like, hey, breathe nothing but cancer until we can put this out.
You know, all the paint on that Chinese ship is lead-based.
Yeah.
So you're going to die.
And then, tall person, thank you. I'm glad Riot season is back. It provides you with a gold mine of content. Unfortunately, they are taking after Hamas and hiding behind children. Hear about the baby getting pepper sprayed? Disgusting. I haven't seen any of the... I saw somebody responding to people who brought their children out there and children were getting, I didn't see the pepper spray. I saw the tear gas. And why are you taking your children to a riot? We saw this shit in 2020.
It's so they could claim victimhood. Look at the police are mean to babies.
Yeah, and this is why we can say with certainty that what they're really hoping for is a Kent State, because then they can go, look what happened.
Oh, absolutely. There are more than enough bad cops out there. You don't need to try and frame them. Stop trying to make the cops look bad when you're the one doing something wrong.
Did you want to get yours, or
you have any more?
No, I'm all caught up now.
Okay, thank you, Tyrai from 2 days ago. Oh, things just moved. My brother works at a place run mostly by women. They hired a new woman over where he worked. She gave herself a raise and no one else. They started bleeding people, and my brother held this district all together. Now he's at corporate level telling her what to do.
Nice.
Good. fuck that bitch. And thank you from right before the show, Tyrai. We'll listen to the show tomorrow. Have some money. Thank you. Always appreciated. Also, there's a nasty plug in that schools are using that purposely looks like files through browser history requires you to show your room, engages mic, webcam, all to prevent cheating. My college requires cut off. Yeah, I don't like that because we have seen how many perverted teachers on kids, and one of the school districts a couple years back got busted spying on kids through their webcams. Like when the kids weren't sitting at the computer. So that's pretty freaky stuff. Also, thank you, Evolved Potato. Before we get too into the riots, some Australian news. Don't worry, you guys will have riots soon enough. The state of South Australia is trying to pass a law to take private land without compensation or consent. Oh, you're turning into South Africa. The language is so broad it can be applied to literally anything, going full commie. Good luck, dude. Your country is well beyond fucked. You guys close to needing a 1776. And thank you, tall person. And Hassan is at the riots as well. We were just talking about that before the show. I hope it backfires on him and gets him banned from Twitch. He's been a cancer for far too long.
All right. Before we jump into this, it's Tori's birthday. So, Tori, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tori. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tori. Now, in the message that came with that, it said QTTH or Q2TH. So it's either the 12th or 22nd. No, it's got to be 12th birthday. Happy birthday. Enjoy and enjoy your childhood, no matter what everybody else tells you to do.
Yeah, have fun while you can. Adulthood is not full of fun. Unless you're rich.
Alan, thank you so much. Who says, evening, monkey. Good evening. All right. We're all caught up. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, we're not. Thank you, Native. If you're going to take your kid to a riot, at least put them on a stick to hold in front of you between yourself and the police. That's actually a good point. Also, think of those poor defenseless hot Asians and Asian descended ladies. We should evacuate them to Ohio and Oklahoma. I agree, Okie. We'll call it the Rooftop Korean Rescue. They congregate on Korean rooftops, and we'll evacuate them to both of our homelands, specifically our cities, so that nobody else could get a shot at them.
Thank you, Eric, who said Pride Month sure has changed since last year. Yeah, it's a lot more exciting this year. Less penis, more fire.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm kind of preferring this version.
Me too.
Well, thank you, Tyrai. South Korea voted in a pro-China president. So sad. Oh, that's so dumb. They went to all the trouble to fight North Korea, and they voted in someone that's pro-communist. Wow.
Well, when your country's doing well, that's when the commies take over so they can ruin everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's happening here in the U.S. The reason communism is on the rise is because we are such a spoiled-ass country that everybody's like, nothing could ever go wrong. Yeah. Anyway, so when we watch this video, the first voice we're going to hear is actually whoever's back in the studio. When I first watched it, I was like, why isn't his lips moving? It's a dude in the studio talking.
Real quick. Thank you, Alan. Evening, my friend. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the riot season. All right, let's do this, monkey. Let's see this thing.
Downtown Los Angeles, or just a group that splintered off, happened to find 5 cars that they were able to light on fire. And
can we just stop there? Happened to find 5 cars. You know where they found those 5 cars? In the street.
Happen. I mean, cars just spontaneously combust, right?
I just fucking love how they happen to find 5 cars. I can see 2 just in this video.
Yeah, I was watching live a little while ago when I was at the other house, and oh my god, they were burning these cars with a light on top. I think they're like those rental cars that you could get a membership for and drive around. You know what I'm talking about?
They're autonomous cars, from what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are the EV. You call a cab and it shows up and there's nobody driving it.
Yeah. Yeah, they burned at least 3 of them that I saw, and those
5.
things burned down fast.
They burned 5.
Oh, 5? Okay.
5.
Is that the 5 he's talking about here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because right behind here, we'll see later video of it, but right behind here, there's like 5 of them lined up and all on
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. But man, those things went up in smoke real fast. I was
And
shocked by how quick they burned.
these are electric vehicles, so we're not talking about burning gasoline, which is bad enough. They're burning those batteries.
Yeah, with cobalt and a dozen other hideous chemicals in there that you
Yeah.
shouldn't handle with your hands, let alone breathe in.
None to see here, folks. They just happened to find 5 cars.
They were making like these explosion gunshot sounds. That thing was dangerous. People are standing around with their thumbs up their head like, da, da, da. Like I would not be anywhere near that.
Dave, thank you. Happy to see you guys on while I'm awake. I'm just loving all that's happening before I fly to LA tomorrow. Yeah, you be safe out there, Dave.
Absolutely. Be careful.
Keep your head down.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel too. Make sure situational awareness keep you alive. Thank you for that feminist donation, Hoko. So, with violent mobs of illegal military-aged men causing violence and waving foreign flags, can we now call it an invasion? I
No,
think so.
no. It's a peaceful protest.
It's definitely not an insurrection because these people aren't citizens.
Okay, so we got to the I made it, what was it? 6 seconds in, but he did say something really stupid in my defense. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
They happened to find 5 cars in LA. It's not like he's in a cornfield in Iowa.
Well,
Anyway.
5 on fire. I mean, usually you only see 2 or 3 in LA.
It makes it look like it's a lot worse than the situation actually playing out on the ground.
Those 5 cars on fire make it look worse than it is. Why do people keep saying hi to Satsu and I can't see Satsu?
I don't know. He's lit up there.
Oh, there he is. There it is. Yeah. He's on his Let Him Cook channel, but when I went looking for it, I couldn't find it. Looking through the chat. Hey, Satsu, how you doing, my friend? But yeah, look, 5 cars on fire just makes things look worse than it is.
I mean, you have 5 cars on fire. What more do you need?
I don't know. A little kid looking sick, I guess, because these are the same people that, as they show fat Palestinians, will tell you about how they're all starving.
Oh, are they going to recycle that kid from? Oh shit! It wasn't even
the Syrian
It was
kid?
like Syria or something.
Yeah, it was Syria.
It's a great point, Jory, because that's the quintessential question when you have rallies, demonstrations, riots, if you will.
Riots, if you will. I love these people. Our press is such shit, dude. Hang on, I got to back that up just a second because we got to get his full mention there.
Riots, if you will. I wouldn't go far as to call it that. I know President Trump had.
I wouldn't call the 5 cars burning down with people chanting and breaking shit all around me a riot. It's not like they're standing peacefully on the grass at the Capitol and chanting or anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, these people are not even waving American flags, so clearly not a problem.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I did see today that there are more American flags out there than there have been the last couple of days. Because the rioters who are totally doing this on their own, this is grassroots as it gets, Jack. Yeah, they were told how bad it looks for them to only be flying Mexican and Palestinian flags.
How much you want to bet they're going to start burning those American flags and we're going to see that all over?
They already have. Yep.
Dude, nailed that in one, didn't I?
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Okie Native. To be fair, 5 cars on fire from violence isn't unusual in LA. It's just not normally all in the same spot during the day with witnesses at the same time. It's spread out over 12 hours. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. They're trying to conflate the two, though. And to be fair, a lot of these riots are in Compton. And, I mean, I wouldn't go in Compton during the daytime if I could avoid it.
Well, this is in downtown LA. I was thinking, why don't they go to Malibu? Then I remember it burned down.
Yeah, that already happened. Antifa's like, oh,
Why not go to like Brentwood? Why not
yeah,
go
or
to
the Hollywood Hills.
go to the Hollywood Hills? Then Hassan wouldn't have to walk so far to get to the riot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, him and Ethan could dual stream then.
You know why they don't do that, right?
Because the cops would actually do something over there.
Well, there's that, but there's also nothing to loot. You'd have to loot houses rather than businesses.
That's true.
Yeah.
But those houses would have pretty nice shit.
They would, but then you have the chance of actually getting shot as a homeowner takes aim.
That's a good point. And the homeowners there would be rich enough to actually put up a defense.
Yep.
Had tweeted about riots and looting. I don't know that I would characterize it that way, but certainly when you have groups like this, from what we've seen, Tommy Pan over here to the left here, it's the vast majority are people taking videos.
Look, there's a guy over here taking a video, so the vast majority of it's people taking videos, Jack.
If we look in the opposite direction of the flames, where all the people are wandering around, we can see it's just people sitting around.
Look, we got all these people around here who are wisely backed up from the cars because somebody probably went, this is toxic as fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you, Snubber. I missed you two yesterday. I had to watch a YouTuber to see the riot, or sorry, a VTuber to see the riots. Oh, sorry about that, man. That's entirely on me. I apologize.
Snub, follow Saint Fugi. He drops links to streamers that are covering this.
Yeah.
So you don't have to watch a VTuber. In fact, I'll toss in a link of one I've got on in the side right now. This guy does an okay job. Not the best one, but worth watching.
Why is LA crazy right now? ICE was doing some raids, and the good people of Los Angeles were like, no, we like crime. So there you go.
Here, it's the vast majority are people taking videos, people waving flags, people walking around, people wanting to be part of the cause, wanting to have their voices heard, and
look at these 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are not involved at all. They just want to be involved.
Hey, there's like 3 on the back far right.
Fair enough. But those are actually down at the riot.
Oh, never mind then. We don't count them. Those are trees.
I like the little homeless tent right here.
Yeah, there's some homeless dude, a videographer, and some guy walking to his car.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hang on.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Hoko, for that feminist donation. Did I miss you guys talking about people claiming Trump could figure out how to call in the National Guard on January 6th? I saw that stupid nonsense. But people are just willfully ignorant at this point. They want to be dumb.
Did Trump not know how to call him in, or did he refuse to call him in? Are they changing their story on that?
I think they're doing both now.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know because he's such a dummy, and he's old and senile. But also, he didn't want to do it, even though he offered it to Nancy Pelosi weeks before.
Yeah.
Never mind that.
The power of numbers and the power of force.
The power of number and the power of force. Don't tell that lady we watched the other day about that.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to start with how the news is covering this, because that's local news. Like, I mean, they just happened to find some cars and they apparently spontaneously combusted. Everybody's just out here recording.
It's just a thingy that's happening. Don't notice this. Look away. Look away, Dixieland.
Don't worry, guys. We will get to actual riot footage. I just have a few things to cover first. My daughter asked me if I saw the Simone Biles thing. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, it's dumb.
It has nothing to do with the immigration stuff. She got into a pissing match with Riley Gaines because Riley Gaines pointed out that the school that won the national softball quadruple A title is anchored by a dude. We watched the dude pitching the other day, remember?
Yeah.
And Simone Biles was like, how dare you be mean to these kids? Fuck off with that shit. There's an all-girls team who isn't national champs, who somebody probably lost a scholarship because that dude is out there pitching.
Yep.
For
Absolutely.
fuck's sake, you are a woman. Can't you stand up for him?
No, she's pulling up the ladder behind her because remember, she was a victim of Larry Nassar,
Yes.
the doctor there that was diddling kids at the Olympic gymnast.
Mhm.
So it's okay. She's a victim when it happens to her, when a man does something to her. But when a man affects another woman, sorry, deal with it. Suck it up, bitch.
But we're gonna watch Miss Maxine Waters here.
Ugh, hate this woman.
I actually got offended today because somebody compared her to Mama Jefferson, Mother Jefferson from the Jeffersons.
What?
And I was like, how dare you besmirch Mama Jefferson like that?
Yeah, Wheezy? No, you don't
No.
mess with Wheezy.
Not Wheezy, Mother Jefferson. She was George's mom, and she'd show up every once in a while. She was a complete bitch. I
Yeah.
love Mama Jefferson.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's a bitch, so kind of
Mother
like
It's actually Mother Jefferson if you watch it, because anytime she'd show up, Wheezy would go, "Oh, hello, Mother Jefferson." And she was a complete bitch to Wheezy. It was great. Anyway, that was back when television could be funny.
yeah.
Not the mama here is I just love the visual of this. This is a U.S. Congresswoman, and behind her is a woman waving the Mexican flag in front of our National Guard.
Yeah.
What show is that? The Jeffersons. Oh my God. Are you guys so young you don't watch Moving On Up?
They probably don't. A lot of people probably don't know that because that was like the mid 80s.
It was great because it starts with All in the Family, and then it moves on to the Jeffersons, where they're accidentally more right wing than they mean to be, and that's what catches on with the audience. George was not progressive. Lionel was. I mean, he was the black Archie Bunker, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't really like white people.
Yeah. And if you guys have never seen the Jeffersons or All in the Family, they are worth rewatching. There was some funny stuff on there.
Yeah. I really didn't like Meathead in All in the Family.
No. And
really.
you know what's funny about it is they went over the top to try to still make Archie wrong all the time. And sometimes he was wrong. Let's just be honest. But it resonated with people so much that they were like, we have to keep making him popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens. Hollywood is never purposefully conservative. But they will milk conservatives when they accidentally do it. Anyway, so Maxine has given her thoughts on Donald Trump calling up 2,000 members of the California National Guard. And, well,
He's using deportation as a way to enhance his position with all of those right-wingers out there.
He's using deportation to enhance his reputation with all those right-wingers out there.
Yeah, all those right-wingers that don't want to live in terror in their home.
You mean the right-wingers who voted for him when he said, I'm going to deport people? Yeah, weird. But I love how she said that. Those right-wingers out there. At least she's not calling us Nazis this time. You know what I mean?
This time.
Mostly peaceful rioter, thank you so much. Please don't deport me to the foreign country I'm waving the flag of in terroristic defiance of the country I'm trying to stay in. Yeah, I look, all of these assholes who are flying the Mexican flag, you're in Los Angeles. You're only, 2 hours from the border? March your happy ass back there. And while I'm on that subject, other than the Palestinian flag, how come I'm not seeing other flags? How come I'm not seeing the Nicaraguan flag or the El Salvadorian flag or none of these other places? Do you remember when we were told, hey, they don't all come from Mexico?
Yeah, but those people don't want to go home. It's a lot further to make the hike back.
Alan, thank you. Mother was a drunk too. Yes, she was. Unapologetically.
That's right.
Yes, she was. She was an alcoholic.
I'm gonna have to look up old episodes of the Jeffersons after this.
I love the Jeffersons. I grew up watching that shit. Okay.
I want this country to be a country of people coming from other places.
The right wingers who don't want this country to be a country of people who come from other places.
God, she's so painfully dumb.
Lady, there is a woman right over your shoulder flying a Mexican flag. Jack, we've talked immigration many times. When it comes to legal immigration, I'm happy to accept people who want to come here and be Americans. I'm not happy to accept people who are like, well, they have the money. Let's go make their country our country.
Yeah, which is what Europe's dealing with right now, and Australia.
Mm-hmm.
They're just importing people. That's what the problem with the border is. It's not people coming here because they want to be Americans. They want to come here and loot everything.
Yeah. I mean, these are people. Isn't it amazing how much access they have to Mexican flags in the U.S.?
Good luck trying to find a Confederate flag.
I don't. Do they just have a Mexican flag store there somewhere in Los Angeles?
Probably. But the store is entirely in Spanish, so you don't know what it is.
I live very near to the Canadian border. I've never been in a store and seen a Canadian flag. Not once. Not for sale, not flying, neither. And I'm as close to the Canadian border as these people are to the Mexican border.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Canadians are way more conscientious.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're very polite people.
It's outrageous. It is horrible. And we've got to make sure that we do everything that we possibly can. Because I think he's up to creating martial law. He even alluded to
we got the National Guard here.
What do you
He's the
think
National
about
Guard
the-
for what?
He's thinking about creating. You guys do know martial law is declared in the U.S. quite often, right? If there's any major disaster, martial law gets declared pretty much instantaneously. We have, I'm being a little facetious about how often, but it happens a lot when we're trying to keep looting and crime down. But she's like, I think he's going to institute martial law. Here's a good idea. Instead of worrying about what Trump is doing, why don't you go out there to your little rioter friends and tell them, knock it off or he's going to institute martial law. Go do that.
Oh, dare to dream.
Thank you, Logical Mail. Brown lives matter. All lives matter, my friend. Or no lives matter. Either way, same thought.
Yeah, if it was just brown people, I mean, like Thais would be getting deported too.
Mhm.
Nobody cares about people from Thailand. You know why? They're not running over the border into our country trying to claim all this free shit and then not change their ways to become Americans. Thank you, Aval Patel. Not being an old fart, I had to look up the Jeffersons because I've never seen it. That show started 50 years ago and ended 40 years ago. Feel old. Well, mission accomplished, Mr. Smarty Pants.
I don't feel old at all. I feel cultured. Ha!
Yeah. We watched a lot of black and white TV shows when I was a kid. Dad had all these VHS tapes of like Amos and Andy. He loved that show. And all the like Donna Reed, we watched all that shit. All the stuff that ended up being like Nick at Night. We saw all that crap.
Albatross, thank you. Remind me again why LA is rioting. We'll get there in 1 second. I was not a big fan of Nick at Night because a lot of it was black and white, as you mentioned.
Yes.
But it is amazing how popular Nick at Night was with our generation, because those are not our generation's TV shows. Those are our parents' TV shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, why is LA burning? Because I showed up to get rid of some illegals, and the illegals and their moronic friends were like, no, I don't want to have to wipe my own butt. We didn't talk about that lady, did we?
No.
Oh, shit. I forget who she is, but one of was that a state senate or state representative or a federal one? I want to say it was
don't remember.
I want to say it was a state, but anyway, a lawmaker somewhere got up and gave a speech about how we can't kick illegals out because there will be nobody here to wipe our butts. Her example, not mine. Not pick our fruit, not clean our houses, not watch our kids, to wipe our asses. That's where the liberals are. I am too good to wipe my own ass. I need a slave to do it for me.
Must be nice to be that rich.
Now, she was trying to make it seem like as we get older, you know, like nursing care, because that's what illegals are known for. So yeah, nursing, but the way it comes off is just I'm too good to wipe my own ass.
Let them eat cake. Let them wipe my butt.
She's a liberal
needs to
woman.
Hook up with Ethan and Ralph. He'll just eat her poo.
She's a liberal woman. I wouldn't want anywhere near her crotch area either.
Fair.
There's probably pus involved.
Well, that might be like caramel to Ethan. You know, he eat the poo poo.
Indeed.
What do you think about the National Guard being here, Trump deploying them and not our own governor?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know why they're here with.
You don't know why they're there with guns? Did you not see the? We can forget the burning cars, Jack, because that's from today. Yesterday, they were pelting cars as they were driving with giant rocks.
Yeah, they're still doing that, by the way.
And the police did nothing. See, I kind of hope Donald Trump backs off. I got to be honest, because I like riot season and I don't live in LA, so fuck him. But 2020 was allowed to get out of hand. And the local law enforcement in Seattle, Minneapolis, Portland, little bit in Chicago, in LA, not as much. Little bit in Chicago, Atlanta. Where else did we see riots? We saw, remember the one in San Diego where they're like, the police killed somebody, and then they had to come out and go, he's not dead. Oh, whoops. Our bad. So yeah, it was such a great moment. And then because it's actually on film when the crowd finds out the guy's not dead, and you can just feel the energy suck right out of him. It was amazing. He's not dead.
Yeah,
anyway,
they were more disappointed than we were.
Yeah, no shit.
Gun. Whom are they going to shoot, and for what?
Well, probably nobody, but if they do shoot somebody, probably somebody who's being violent.
Yeah, probably somebody that's causing immediately threats to bodily injury, trying to break into the facility. I don't know. You know, you're not wrong with saying hoping Trump backs off, because what he could easily do is just have all these prisoners transferred to another facility, create a big old military convoy, and haul them out of there and just abandon the city of all federal funding and troops, and say, look, they want to act like Gotham City. We'll give them the Gotham City treatment.
Yeah, I kind of glossed over that part. The reason that they're at certain buildings is that I remember a news person was like, even they admit that the conditions these people are being held in the federal basement is deplorable. I'm like, look, I haven't been in LA in a long time, Jack. But my guess is the basement of a federal building there is probably nicer than the 2-room shack the family of 14 was living in.
Yeah, I mean, most of Los Angeles is pretty poor, so that federal building is probably a lot cleaner.
Yeah, I have been in federal buildings, and they're pretty nice most of the time.
Yeah, they usually have good maintenance, because the government likes to take care of themselves and fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Are you going to shoot a kid running away just because they're afraid of them?
When was the last time the National Guard shot a kid running away from them?
Oh, I remember this. It was that kid wearing the cape and hat and the guy Fox mask that sprayed the big V. No, that was a movie.
That was a movie. Yeah.
Nope. Not in my living memory. Not that I know of. Maybe in the 60s.
I was gonna say the closest you can come to is Kent State, who they were adults. Still not cool what happened at Kent State necessarily.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. The
Dead
older I get,
hippies.
the more I'm like,
I feel bad for the fleas that died that day.
And the crabs.
They were just trying to live their best life.
The body is fallen. Flee.
But no, this shit doesn't happen. Ruby Ridge, not the National Guard. That was the FBI. That was the FBI sharpshooters who did that.
Yeah.
Who Maxine Waters is a big fan of.
Yeah, she loves the FBI and the ATF because they pretty much do the bidding of the Democrats.
Are you going to shoot a protester because you don't like what they're saying?
Again, when have they shot a protest? This hasn't happened. Even in 2020, where we saw them get shot with rubber bullets and my favorite pepper balls, nobody was killed during this shit.
No, although a lot of people ended up with testicular injuries.
Are they going to
wear a cup? What kind of rioter are you?
And I said, did I not say at the very beginning of the 2020 riots, all they got to do is shoot one of these guys in the foot and this shit would be done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm glad they didn't because we got so much gold out of that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the last time somebody actually got killed at one of these things was Rittenhouse shooting those three dumb guys.
Yeah,
the pedophile and the granny beater.
When was the last time the police or especially the National Guard were responsible for the death?
I mean, maybe due to incompetence or something, but I can't even think of that.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen.
It's so obscure I can't even think of one. Because I mean, you're talking like probably decades or some minor event that was like very nuanced and complicated and was probably an accident, like friendly fire kind of thing.
Yeah, we're not talking about ATF or FBI here. We're talking about the National Guard. Far more disciplined, first of all.
Yeah.
And don't have the protections, we'll use that word, of the state there. Thank you, Hoko. Maxine has no questions about where the protesters, the pallets of bricks come from. Yep, we've already seen pallets of bricks showing up again.
Yep. Special delivery.
Don't worry, it's totally organic.
I'm with Eldritch God. I think she's AI.
Look, I don't have a lot of respect for AI, but I have way more for it than I do Maxine Waters.
Yeah. Sorry, random. January 6th, that was a shooting by a Capitol police officer, not the National Guard.
True. Thank you, Desert Tramp. Ranting Monkey, can I get a birthday song? Been around the sun 68 times now. Was in Southern California during the Watts riots. This ain't nothing yet, my friend, yet. And yes, of course. Desert Tramp, this one is for you, my friend. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Desert Tramp. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Yeah, compared to the Watts riots, this ain't shit.
Yeah.
I would
Watts
say
riots are Detroit 68.
I would say it's not even as bad as the King riots. The Rodney King, not Martin.
Yeah, well, Rodney King riots, they didn't even try and do anything to stop it.
But we're also just kicking off. We'll see how it goes as Antifa moves into the area, as other agitators, La Raza, those kind of people show up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, La Raza's been there for a couple days now because I saw them yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a little more organized than your average clown show like Antifa. But Antifa's had time to bust people in, and those guys don't have jobs to go to.
Yeah.
So I think if anything tonight's going to make the difference if this keeps going or if it's going to peter out.
Well, it's Sunday. A lot of people have to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see like we did in 2020. It's going to ebb and flow, and as the weekend approaches, it'll get bad again. We're going to start seeing it spread to other cities pretty quickly. I mean, I've already heard, minor demonstrations in other cities. They're having trouble getting, let's be honest, the mostly American population to be willing to go out there and get their ass kicked for a bunch of illegals who don't even live in their city.
Yeah, I don't want to go help a bunch of parasites that are taking my tax money. No
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, but they're gonna recruit college kids, losers like Antifa, weirdos, misfits, that sort of thing, criminals, and then
And
you've got your own like cultural people like La Raza.
we already have the news trying to do their best. I mean, we just saw it in that clip at the beginning, to make this a more meaningful thing than it is. Say what you want about the George Floyd thing, right? But this is after people have been told for decades and decades that racism is worse than it was in the 60s. And you have the actual video of the guy dying there. It's a more visceral thing, and it was an American. All you're doing here is proving Donald Trump right.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get about these protesters, is that all you're doing is proving that they're coming here and destroying our country. You get that, right? You have to see that. If I saw some guy on Twitter who put up a bunch of pictures of what's going on there, and he goes, you could have shown that you want to be a part of, I'm paraphrasing, but you could have shown that you want to be part of the American dream and be a good citizen, and instead you did this. You've lost me, and when you lose people like me, you're in real trouble. And I think that's going to be what happens here. Is there's a lot of Americans right now sitting at home who've been like, they're saying all these bad things about it. Is that car on fire? All you're doing is showing them, all the ones who were on the fence who were like, oh, I think they're going a little too far with this. What is actually happening? Go ahead. Please keep doing it. I want you to, because I want people to know that you guys are so willing to stand up for illegals that you will destroy America for it. Saw somebody say that, somebody said, I think, or I support Trump doing whatever's necessary at any cost to deport illegals. And this lady said, I knew you guys didn't care about the Constitution at any cost, eh? There's nothing in the Constitution that bars deportation. Literally nothing.
Or fighting off foreign invaders. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. I've seen a lot of people online saying Mexico should take back all the land that was stolen from them. So most of the Western United States, just not knowing that Mexico actually sold most of that land to the U.S. Look, your hate facts have no place here. And we won that war. We kicked the shit out of them.
Well, I think it's time to see the actual footage. This is a problem. Hey, look, guys, if this ends up being a Rumble exclusive, it wasn't my fault. It's YouTube, because we are not in any way endorsing this behavior, but we are pointing it out. Here it is, guys. There's 1, 2, 3 that we can see. There's a fourth one back there, and I don't know if the other one's in front or behind here, but there were a total of these 5 of them lined up on fire. These are the cars they just happened to find in the middle of the street. Weird how cars got in the middle of the street. Nobody can figure out how they got there.
It's almost like somebody took a ride and then said, stop right here.
Oh, shit. They just happened to find these cars.
Oh, magic.
By the way, if you see an EV on fire, do not get this close to it.
Oh, God, no. All the chemicals in there.
Can you say cancer cluster, boys and girls?
No shit.
There
are people posing with these things, too.
Here, we'll turn off the audio on it so we can talk over it. Yeah, look, perfectly peaceful protest. This makes it look much worse than it is. And you got these folks lined up with their Mexican flags. Get your Mexican flag out of my U.S. street, fucker. If you like Mexico that much, why the fuck are you in L.A.?
To reclaim it for the motherland.
It's not theirs to reclaim. I mean, if they want to do that, let's go ahead. Let's just get this fight over with. Mexico, U.S., war tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's get it on. You think the Mexican government's going to go for that idea?
Considering how much money they depend on from us, no.
The only guns they have, Obama gave them.
Yeah, it's mostly with the cartels, too.
Yeah. Let's just do this. Let's get it on. That's ours. No, it's not. It's ours. Fuck off. It wasn't Mexican to begin with. It was Native American. And then the Spanish came in and went, we're Mexican now. Yes, I'm being very, what's the word I'm looking for here, Jack? Generalized about the history.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair, though, because it was the Spanish. I mean, you could argue the Chinese were there first, before all the natives took it, because there's some evidence the Chinese made it to Baja. Yeah,
they're called Mexicans.
Before that, there's some like old boats and shit they found.
Well, that's where the Mexicans get mad when I say this. They're Asian. That's where their bloodline comes from.
Yeah, that a mommy native and a daddy Spaniard got together and made a Mexican.
Yeah, and they're like, "How dare you? You guys!" I love like you guys colonized. You took it over. You do realize they're speaking a European language, right?
Yeah, Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Portuguese if you're in Argentina.
Yep.
Or Brazil, rather.
It sure as fuck ain't speaking Uruguay or what was down there? The Aztecs.
Mayas, Aztecs, Incas.
I know. The Europeans took it from us.
I like how you mixed Iroquois and Mogwai.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing a Native American dressed like he's a Mogwai, but with their outfits on.
Yes, with a headdress
and everything. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there it is, guys. It looks much worse than it is. Have you seen the little mini bike gangs? They are really making me laugh.
Yeah, I saw them earlier. Last night. They're riding around being nuisances.
They were out again, but with many more of them today. Because yesterday I saw this stuff and they were like maybe a dozen of them. And now they're up to like 3 dozen.
They're like the anti-Shriners.
Shit, I forgot to bring up a video of that, but maybe we'll find one in a minute. Until then, we need to talk about this because everything old is new again, Jack.
Oh, God.
Real quick before we get to it, thank you so much, Jacoby. Thank you so much. Gonna hit a double feminist dono. Thank you so much for that double feminist donation. Appreciate it, my friend.
Woo.
I don't get to see you guys live often. Thanks for the birthday song almost a year ago. Half to Jack, please. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Jacoby.
I want to point out that this says Kamala D. Harris, and I've never seen her referred to that way. So somebody put the D back in Kamala.
That stands for drunk.
Kamala Drunk Harris. Los Angeles is my home. When was the last time you were actually in Los Angeles before you lost your job? I'm very curious about that. How much time she spent in LA, both as a senator and as vice president? I know not much time as vice president because she lived in the Naval Observatory.
Yeah.
And almost all senators have an apartment in DC, so they don't have to fly back and forth every day. They can't all take the train like Joe did. Where am I? I am appalled by what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. I'm with you, but for different reasons. See, I'm appalled that you have Americans out there with illegals destroying shit, attacking police officers, and holding up traffic, because LA is known for how well their traffic moves. all to protect people who shouldn't be in this country in the first place. And that your best reasoning you guys can come up with for why we should put up with it is your fruits and vegetables might go up a little bit in price, which you didn't seem to have a problem with when there was no reason for it under Joe Biden. Remember double-digit inflation? And that was with the illegals here. So apparently it's not helping keep our food prices down, Jack.
Oh, but they said,
I'm appalled by what I see happening in the streets there, but not over the police and now National Guard response. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. Dun, dun, dun. Bro. I've seen this from a couple of people now that it's an escalation to provoke chaos. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but if there weren't violent people out there in the streets, there'd be no escalation. They'd go, oh shit, maybe we should stop.
Yeah, it's almost like even though they break them occasionally, the cops have rules.
I'd love that if this escalates further, if these guys get more violent, like burning cars today. Notice there were no National Guard around where they were burning those cars. Weird, right?
Yeah, well.
But you won't have an escalation if the rioters don't do more. And are you really telling me that having law enforcement around is what causes crime? Because that seems to be what you're saying to me. Hey, if only we didn't have police, there'd be no crime, Jack.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'd have regional warlords that patrolled the area.
In addition to the recent ICE raids in Southern California and across our nation, it is part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division. What? How? Okay, Jack, you sometimes can think out of the box in ways that I can't, so I need your expertise here.
Oh boy.
How does sending the National Guard to tamp down a riot spread panic?
Well, you see, monkey. If we look at it from an outsider perspective, uniforms are very scary and mildly arousing. So they're having this internal conflict between their fear of a uniform and their sexual desire to be with the person wearing it. So that's where it comes from. It's an anxiety, not really a fear, but often mistaken as a fear, because there's an element of fear to it because they're powerful. And people like power, but they're also afraid of it.
So it's a panic attack that they're spreading.
Yes, and
okay.
It also fills that like rape fantasy thing that a lot of people have. So they're like, "Oh, is he gonna come over and subjugate me? Oh, with his massive truncheon? Oh, yeah, that's really what's going on here."
This next line is one of my favorites, but let me get this first. Deval Potato, thank you. Remember Kamala Harris? It's Kamala D. Harris. You forgot to put the D in Kamala. Everybody's got to put the D in Kamala. Sorry, yeah. Remember Kamala Harris was actually an anchor baby with neither parents being citizens when she was born. She would be an Indian citizen if your laws weren't purposefully misinterpreted. Is she an anchor baby? I thought her parents were. Her mom got naturalized, right?
I don't know when she got naturalized.
Because her dad is still Jamaican.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look at that, and I just don't care enough because I hate that woman.
I don't remember if she was born before or after her mom was naturalized. Oh, anyhow. It's all right. She wasn't president, so no laws were broken. Where are we here? This one. The administration's actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear.
Oh, dun, 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 fear.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, and Kamala wants you to be afraid of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. She stole a line from FDR. Good job.
I just love that she's like, they're trying to spread fear as she's trying to scare people.
There is a
Woman,
level of irony there that is probably lost on her.
fear of community demanding dignity and due process. Okay, we got to talk about the due process thing again. Got to talk about it. These illegals who were rounded up, show me what due process they weren't given. Because again, in America, for some reason, people think due process means going all the way through a trial and being found not guilty.
Oh yeah.
Anything short of that, like you didn't follow my due process. Due process just means that they followed the steps that they're supposed to in order to get from A to Z. And if that means rounding up illegals where they're not supposed to be, then that is due process.
What, you monster?
Protest is a powerful tool. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
Hey.
a cudgel.
Remember how George Floyd's still alive? Oh, wait. Remember how we got rid of all of the police? Oh, wait. Because that's what they were chanting for back in 2020, Jack.
Oh yeah.
Essential in the fight for justice. And as the LAPD mayor and governor have noted, demonstration in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. Well, then there's nothing to worry about, is there? What is the National Guard going to do? Start a riot?
I mean, that might be funny to watch, but
The whole
probably
notion
not.
here is that these guys aren't doing anything wrong. And when the National Guard has to respond to the horrible shit they're doing, it's because the National Guard was there in the first place. No. If your violent little protesters weren't out there being violent, there'd be no reason to call in the National Guard. I continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. Our most fundamental rights, Jack. This is not a free speech protest. This isn't a Second Amendment protest. This isn't a, hey, don't give me a shot, I don't want protest. This isn't a let me out of my house to live my life protest. This is, how dare you arrest illegals protest. What freedom and what is it, fundamental right is that?
The right pillage, loot, and burn, right? That's how that
Apparently.
works.
I love the high-minded speaking that they use in these kind of things. Like, this is about freedom. Look, all of these illegals who have left their countries because they just couldn't make it there. There were other gangs who were looking for them. We'll get to him in a minute. Go back home and protest.
What?
Go do it there.
But it's dangerous there, monkey.
Go make Mexico great again. You know what? We need a new law, Jack. I finally have a new immigration law that I believe in.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I think if you were caught being in this country illegally, that you can eventually apply for citizenship after a 50-year grace period. I think that they should, have a chance to leave and become citizens if they want to, the right way. But before they can even start the process, there's a 50-year delay.
Why 50 years specifically?
Because most of them will be dead before they make that 50-year mark.
Good point. Especially the criminals.
Mm-hmm. And that goes for your children, too. If you bring them across illegally, they can't apply for 50 years either. There you go. I think it would do wonders to help with this shit. And look, if you can escape and get back to your country without us catching you, 50-year rule doesn't apply. If we have to remove you, 50 years, period. Because the Trump administration has been like, hey, if you guys leave voluntarily, no harm, no foul, you can go ahead and start applying for citizenship. And like, no. If you're caught in this country illegally, you do not get to become a citizen until people who are being born right now are 50 years old, and then you can apply. The end. There's your fundamental freedom, twat. So tired of this fundamental. You don't know what fundamental means. Because I guarantee you, and we know this from her running for president twice, she doesn't give a shit about your fundamental right to protect yourself with a firearm.
Oh no, that's not acceptable, monkey.
Criminal Abrego Garcia is back in the country, Jack.
Yeah, I saw that. He's facing some charges now.
I love that the left does not understand what happened there. Because I saw somebody say that, hey, this proves they could have got him back whenever they wanted to. No, because he was brought back as part of a criminal case. He was extradited, Jack. He wasn't just returned.
He's facing some pretty hardcore charges too.
He is facing charges for human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has been also. This is one that they hadn't put out before, but he was stopped in a car. A small car with 9 people inside of it that he was supposedly, they were just coming back from work in a neighboring state.
Yeah, did that happen here in Ohio?
Yes. What was it, Ohio? I want to say yes.
I think it was Ohio.
Yeah, they couldn't just bring him back whenever. They brought him back because now he's being charged. And look, homie, I know you've been lied to. I just want to say you've been lied to, but I promise you that El Salvadorian prison you were in was nicer than what's going to happen to you in our prisons.
Yeah.
Unless you decide you're a woman and then you can get a little bit nicer treatment when you go to a female jail, but you're going to go to federal pound me in the ass prison over this shit.
Yep.
It might have sucked to get your head shaved and have to sleep in a big container of 40 or 60 men. I forget how many they shove in those things. But you're not getting ass raped on a daily basis.
True. Especially when they find out that he was also caught watching CP.
Now, the CP one, I don't know how I feel about that charge because it's just based on, from what the press release said, one person said he said that, or that he had done that. If you got some proof of it, if you've got his hard drive or something that shows it, yeah, go ahead and tattoo that right next to his MS-13 tattoos.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But hey, look, he's got a lot of domestic violence and other charges in his background. It's not much would surprise me with that piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I hope he goes away for a long time and then they deport his ass again.
I'm just so tired of these. Oh, what is this one? I'm so tired of these folks like he's a good guy. No, he's not. He's a horrible piece of shit. He doesn't belong in my country. The people, his supporters actually said, bring him home when we sent him to the place he's actually from. The place he's still a citizen. The place that the only reason he hasn't been deported is because he told the judge, rival gangs will kill me.
Yeah, do you know what he did to piss off that rival gang?
No, but he's an MS-13, so I imagine something horribly violent.
It was horrific. They were rivaling with this 8th Street Latinas or something like that. I don't know what the name was. 8th Street something. And he went to a house to kill one of their gang members, but that guy wasn't home. So he killed his grandmother.
Jesus.
That's why he pissed them off. And that's why they wanted to kill him.
Don't worry, he's a nice, upstanding young man.
He's got a family that he apparently slaps around. A family, monkey! A family! You're breaking up families, you monsters.
I would just like to say, fuck the Aryan nations, but you guys do your thing when he gets in there. Is that wrong? Is it wrong to hope this works out how it should?
Well, look, these things have a way of sorting themselves out sometimes. I'm not in prison, so prison rules don't necessarily apply to me. But what happens on the inside, that's their business.
All right. I haven't seen this one. Can I turn the volume off or down? Because it was really loud when I started the video.
Yeah, you can turn it down.
Okay, cool. It's not like we have to listen to what's being said. All right. What are they doing here? Are they hiding behind lawn furniture?
What do you think they're doing here?
Oh my God. This, did I drop? I did.
No, you're fine. I'm muted.
Oh, okay. This just reminds me of our Wicker Knight. I miss him.
Oh my God, yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, I can just keep this playing. We can keep the volume down. The Wicker Knight guy was amazing. He built himself a whole outfit out of wicker, including his shield, which is what he started with. Oh my God, they have public benches. Okay, at least that's a little better than the lawn furniture because those benches are metal.
Yeah, they're trying to create like a barricade with that crap.
How symbolic is this of the left, hiding behind the pink?
Yeah, no shit. With a rainbow umbrella there.
I do love that a couple of people brought their let's hide behind our umbrellas.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I'm very nostalgic for 5 years ago.
I miss it. Oh, look, there's my favorite gun right there.
Yeah. That's my new favorite officer. Officer Balls, they call him.
How come his is green and his is black? The green one is cooler looking.
Well, it's more distinctive. I don't know.
I like the green one.
You could get weapons customized in all sorts of colors these days.
The black ones just look a little. That is mean to have horses here, by the way.
It really is. They have to smell those hippies with their noses. Oh my God.
Horses are skittish animals, and having them in a riot situation is kind of mean. Get a fucking ATV like a normal police department.
Well, it gives you a massive advantage when you're trying to put down a crowd because you have the high ground and you can thump them all on the head.
Fair.
It's worked historically for hundreds of years. So I just would prefer they were on mechanical.
He's got a green one too. I wonder what the difference is. I'm sure there's a difference between the green ones and the black ones.
One's probably for smoke and the other one's for tear gas. So they can tell them apart in chaos. I'm
for whichever one irritates the protesters the most.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can you imagine you trying to drive to take your woman some flowers because she's mad at you, and you go to turn down this street and a bunch of fags are hiding behind pink furniture in the middle of the street?
Can't say the F word, dude. But I agree.
All right. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck these fags. That's what they are. And I'm not saying that they suck dick. I'm saying they're fags.
Yeah, like the South Park episode definition.
Yep.
Or as we called it, the real definition in the 90s.
I've tried being nice about it, but I just can't. Fuck these people. I'm so tired of. We're gonna block the street. Get out of the fucking street.
They are such toddlers. They are spoiled, petulant little pantyways. And these pansies are hiding behind mommy's skirt at every turn. They cry victim when they start shit like this. They're building a barricade. They're trying to do the Chaz thing.
Yep.
And it'd be hilarious if they did get an autonomous zone. But Yeah, they need to stop this shit immediately. Like, all right, they're using barricades. We gotta send a barricade in and break that shit up, or a fire hose or something. But yeah, they're not doing that. They're letting them do this stupid little nonsense, and it's like watching little kids build a fort out of sheets and furniture.
Yeah. Sorry, I turned it back on. I'm shocked that, you know what I haven't seen yet, and it's really upsetting me, is trash cans on fire. I did see a dumpster get set on fire 2 days ago.
Yeah, they've done
But-
that a couple times in Compton mostly.
But just the little trash cans on the street. I remember that one in, I think it was in Seattle, where it looked like they had lined the street with torches because all the little trash cans were on fire.
Yeah, it looked very Roman. Like,
It
these
did.
are our brazzers.
Thank you, Bullwinkle. Live action role play to impress normies. It's not to impress normies, it's to impress the chicks that are here. What they don't understand is that those chicks have wieners.
Well, a lot of
Or
them do,
maybe they
yeah.
do understand it. Maybe they're gay as well as being fags.
That is a possibility. It
Yeah.
is Pride Month.
Does LA have trash cans? I thought they just dumped shit on the ground.
LA is
Downtown,
a trash can.
downtown LA here, yes, they do. This is actually the nicer part of LA. There are nice parts of LA, really nice parts. I need pepper balls in their nut sacks is what I need, guys.
Right?
I also love that I've seen people like LA is a war zone. LA is not a war zone. First, I get what you're going for with the metaphor, but when you have things like the war in Russia going on right now and what's going on in Israel,
Yeah.
it's actually a little disrespectful to call this a war zone.
It's ludicrous. It's far
Yeah.
from a war zone. There's plenty of people just milling around. Nobody's getting shot at yet. It's stupid. This is stupid petulant children.
And that's why these idiots can sit there and be like, look how brave I am, because they know what's being shot at them will bounce off of a metal barricade like that.
Yeah. Yeah, at worst they're gonna get hit with a couple of pepper balls or maybe one of the rubber anti-riot shotgun rounds.
Faithless called them gayrillas. Yes.
Sorry, Faithless, we're probably stealing that one.
Definitely stealing that. The gayrillas here, fire the 50 cal once through one of those things. They'll stop. I promise.
Yeah. I think unless there's martial law, this shit's gonna drag out for weeks.
Thank you, Dark Conservatarian, for that feminist $12.
Woo.
Can't wait to listen to the playback of this later, the why, where, and what of it. Also, I think we need an anti-riot version of Killing in the Name of to emphasize my disdain for riots. Hey, this is a peaceful protest.
Yeah, the left never riots, remember?
No, never. I wouldn't
Well,
characterize
hardly
it that
ever.
way. That fucking, I'm so pissy with that journalist, air quotes, that we saw at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
This is all because illegals got arrested legally.
Yeah.
I just want to point, nobody has suggested that the rounding up of these people was in any way illegal.
Well, they'll argue that all people are legal. You can't be illegal is about the closest you're going to get. But these are people that broke our laws to come in and freeload off of us.
Yeah.
And that's unacceptable. And at some point, you have to put a stop to it. And all these assholes with Mexican flags, deport them too. I don't care where their nationality is.
Okay, look, police, I realize you couldn't have got him in the nuts, right? Because he's running sideways, and that is the gayest run I've seen in a while.
That is pretty fabulous.
Can we just call it what it is? That's a prance.
Yeah, it's a cross between a prance and a skip, I would say.
So our gayrilla here, you wouldn't be able to get him in the nuts, but you could hit him right here in the side with a pepper ball. He'll go down.
Or get one of his butt cheeks. You could get the side of his cheek there.
Yep. You absolutely could. running across an American street with the Mexican flag to taunt the police.
I don't know what you're hoping to achieve. You know, those cops are like, what is happening here? I mean, from a law enforcement standpoint, they look ludicrous.
Yeah.
Running across the street waving a Mexican flag at the cops. If you were doing that to the feds, I would understand, but the cops aren't federal. They're not making these rules. That it makes no sense to do it to them. That's just stupid pussy behavior.
We have another video from looks like that same protest.
Yep.
There we go. Man, I need to get better internet so we can just do this all on OBS and it would be so much more clean transitioning. Yeah, push them all up there. You guys are so cool.
Hide behind a fucking lawn chair. Good job. Oh, I gotta crawl so I don't accidentally get hit with something.
Wait. What was that? A skateboard comes in. Yeah, a skateboard comes in off screen for some reason.
Yeah, somebody lost their stance. Probably from getting shot like that.
Wait, okay, you guys.
Yeah, that chick was ready for it. Did you see it? All those male feminists behind her were getting all excited.
Hang on, I got to get back to that one specific moment because I have to point something out here. All right here. Some of these guys are smarter than the others because the others have laid these on their sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because a canister can fit underneath this if they fired it at it.
Yeah, they usually aim them at the ground.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
Understatement, thank you so much. Normal YouTubers, oopsie, I said a bad word. I'll correct my behavior and hope the algo doesn't get me. Ranting monkey. Fag, repeat. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Worst that happens is we get a couple of days off, Jack, and we'll be on Rumble if that happens. So if you don't find me, that's why. I do love the various different. I mean, we got our little Palestinian here.
Yeah.
Does this guy have his name on his underwear? Never mind. I don't care.
His name's Calvin Klein.
ICE is KKK.
Oh, man. All these riots, all this nonsense and violence. Vanilla Ice is not a Klansman. Okay? It's just Ice, baby.
My YouTube playlist the other day, I was listening to 90s rap, and it brought up Ice Baby. And yes, I sang along with the whole thing. Just saying.
To paraphrase a good friend of mine, your life makes me sad.
I love that song. Ice Baby is a great song.
I liked it when it was called Under Pressure.
You know what? I can't listen to Under Pressure because it feels like there's something missing from it.
Is it slicing like a ninja?
It needs to have a beat to go along with it. It sounds like they took Ice Baby and put it in an elevator. And I get it. It came out first and all that. But it needs the bass tone with it. Yeah. Anyway, so these fucking idiots are, who are the police going to shoot? Huh? I love that these how they're hiding behind it as they walk up on their knees.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's not good for your knees. As an older person, let me tell you, that you're going to pay for that in like a decade.
If I was these police, because you see that they're shooting right there, I would be aiming right here.
Yeah, right under the seats.
Yep, I would try to hit this chick in the cooter.
Oh, absolutely. But look, all the male feminists might gangbang her before they get a chance.
I'd try to hit this chick in the terrorist box. Just saying.
Right in her Antifa garden.
Do we... It's just as gross and non-working as theirs. We got to have more video than this. I know I didn't share out the videos I wanted to, Jack, because I was too busy watching him and laughing at him.
Oh, there's
Uh,
tons of videos out there. Did you, by the way, while you're looking for that, did you see Greta Thunberg got detained by the IDF?
Somebody in chat mentioned it.
Yeah, Fugi sent me a link earlier. Election Wizard had posted it. So yeah, her little flotilla nonsense got derailed.
Really? The country that has a blockade of Gaza didn't let him in?
Yeah, it's weird how that happens.
Man, there's so much more
spam.
riot
Stop
footage
spamming.
when I first woke up. Here, the police are. You know what's funny about this so far to me, Jack, is that
Yeah.
for all of the talk of the National Guard hasn't been involved in any of this yet. Oh, look at that. See, whoever did that should be brought up on charges of animal cruelty.
Yeah.
As well as assault on a police officer and assault on a police animal.
Well, assault on a cop in a lot of states is a felony. So,
look, mostly peaceful.
Yeah.
Going straight to the 2020 playbook of tossing incendiary devices, which a firework is, at police.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry I shouted there. I was yelling at somebody else's chat. I'm watching the riot footage on.
Oh, where you got it at? Is it the one Fugi sent?
IRT Media. Hold on, I'll give you the link. It's really boring. They have fire going though.
But we can throw it on in the background as we talk about this. That's how we do it here. Because we'll be watching a live stream. There is a chance that YouTube will take us down. If they do, go over to Rumble. Let me turn this down. There we go. Hang on, Jack. I'm just getting the video ready.
I'll drop the Rumble link in the YouTube chat as well in case you didn't bother to look at my Twitter feed. Hey, Massive.
Wait, do we have a Rumble link for this instead of the YouTube one?
No, the Rumble link for our show.
Oh, gotcha.
We can take it down.
It's in the description.
Yeah, but if it gets taken down.
Oh yeah, that does happen. So we got our Mexican flags there. I have the audio off because it's just really loud.
Yeah,
go watch IRT Media after this. Give them a like and a love. Tell them Monkey said hi.
Yeah, I dropped the link already in the chat too, so they can watch it on there. Portland Andy. I can't watch him because he has he's kind of annoying. He talks over everything, and he's usually got 3 or 4 going, but they're never the exciting ones.
Well, we got our bonfire in the middle of the street. I was watching this guy yesterday, and he was talking about how his camera was dying, and he was out of batteries. And he goes, and I've been doing everything I can to keep it running. Like, what are you doing to keep your battery running? You got like a solar panel on your head?
I don't know. He's probably trying to shut down other apps and shut off chat and stuff. That's the best I could think of.
You know, even if I did believe in protests and stuff, which I don't, I think they're retarded. This is not protesting. You're starting a fire in the middle of the fucking street here. And I saw some Democrat politician. The mayor of LA.
Oh, God, that bitch.
She's worried about the damage to the streets from the National Guard vehicles.
She does realize that the interstate was built specifically to move military vehicles, right?
No, it was to yeah, she's too dumb. Just no, she doesn't.
Oh, God. Eisenhower was very clear on why he was doing that. He's like, in case of an invasion by the Ruskies, we got to be able to move military equipment around quick.
They're losing control of a pallet fire here.
Well, look at the brain power that we're dealing with here.
Wow. I went to an amputee singles night. That place was crawling with pussy. Thank you, Shio. Appreciate it.
That's a good one.
I'm enjoying. Oh no, you fucking prick! Do you see this flag back here?
The USA one?
It's not a USA one. Wait for it to
Oh.
there. It's
Oh
half and
yeah,
half.
yeah. I'm not surprised. That's to be expected, actually.
You dirty prick. At least they put the US one on top.
See, a lot of these Mexican nationalists, they think that they're making America better by being here when they're just leeching off our system and they're contributing nothing. These aren't engineers and architects. They're at best low wage intruders that are coming to drive wages down in poor neighborhoods.
They are putting painted wood on a fire. Oh. You know what? Let's just let it sort itself out.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a long-term thing, but yeah, some of those things are plastic too, by the way.
Yes,
So that's
I
gonna
know.
be even worse for your lungs. Like you got the paint, you've got plastic and wood, whatever else they've been throwing on there. Burning the EVs was dumber than this, but not by much. These people are not smart. Rioters and looters are some of the dumbest people alive. They're just strictly opportunists.
He's using a tiny little flag to wave the fire higher. Oh, that would have only been better if he caught on fire with it.
There's still hope.
They're dancing around it and stuff like it's some major bonfire and they've done something.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine my life being so sad that I have to tell my grandchildren, one time, bunch of idiots set some shit on fire in the street and I got close to it.
Yeah, dance around. But when they tell the story, it's going to be a massive bonfire and they'll change the world and all this.
Our ISIS KKK guy is here.
Oh, there's probably a couple of them. I'm sure it's a paid agitator sign.
Oh, yeah. ICE equals the SS. I like that. Well done. Well done.
Social Security?
Secret Service.
Oh.
I guess. Why are these people allowed to be doing this in the street? Where are the police?
Doing exactly what Mayor Bass said, leaving them alone.
Imagine being in one of these cars here and not being one of their supporters.
Oh my God, the frustration. You're just trying to get home. Probably got some like Taco Bell in the car. And you're like, I just want to go home and eat my dinner.
I just want to go back on record and saying if you get hit while you're purposefully in the street where you're not supposed to be, I have no sympathy for you at all.
Yeah.
Oh, we got our Palestinian flag there. Nice.
Of course, because terrorism sticks together. Same colors, basically.
I like the guy here with his fuck ice cape, I guess is what it is. He's the fuck Iceman.
Well, Iceman's gay now, so
the worst Batman villain of all time. Fuck Iceman.
Well, that's Mr. Freeze.
No, Mr. Freeze was a cool villain.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Except in the Batman and Robin movie.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger didn't pull it off real well.
No, really hated that movie. It's too bad Joel Schumacher's dead. He still owes me $550 for seeing that trash.
Why are they all leaving?
Oh, they're just shuffling around. They're not actually going anywhere. Is that a painting of? Yeah, it is. That's a Mother Mary painting.
Yep.
Wow.
Interesting.
Stupid. Stupid's the word you're looking for. Yeah, this is all very tribal. They create a bonfire and then dance around it like savages.
I wonder how this is playing in middle America where you're seeing all of these people with masks on and they can't blame it on COVID this time.
Yeah.
I mean,
setting
you just
shit on fire and being
damn baby girl thick.
Yeah, fat ass, gross. Do a
wow.
Do a sit up, you potato.
She had a small waist for hips and belly that size. She must have had on a really tight belt.
She probably had 2 kids.
I'm always fascinated by people with body types like that.
Because they wear girdles.
Yeah. It's the Kim Kardashian look, which I don't understand why anybody finds attractive, because
I
Kim
don't get
Kardashian
it.
just looks like they took a fat girl and just pulled a string really tight in her stomach.
Yeah, it's sort of like a toothpaste tube.
The new pandemic is about to drop. They'll find a reason why it's okay for them to be showing their faces, which, by the way, you guys should not be showing your faces. That's called proof.
Evidence? What? They'll never
This
use
chick,
that against us. That
you
chick is
can,
a secret goth thinking it's goth night.
I was just thinking you can smell that through the screen.
Yeah, that smells like daddy issues and old semen and menstrual fluid.
Smells like unwashed daddy issues. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's putting her mask on now. That's a smart idea. You're already on camera, sweetie. Dumbass. White people piss me off. Before anybody thinks I'm racist, I'm white. My people piss me off. That's all I'm saying. Smells like cigarettes and uncle touches. Oh, fuck. All they did, Jack, was take over a corner. There's nothing to see here because they desperately needed to burn shit in the middle of the street.
They needed to win, and this is as close as they're getting. Unless this gets worse or it keeps going for an extended period of time, they're not actually going to accomplish anything. Like, they got to burn a whole neighborhood down for this to mean anything.
Dude, we just had a trash can fire. Go back. Oh, he moved too quick. There was an actual trash can fire, Jack.
Yeah, but it's kind of par for the course with these ass clowns.
Here we go. I've been dying to see it right there.
Looks. Oh, look at that.
So either this is a trash can fire for the protest, or some homeless people got cold. It is LA.
It really could go either way.
It is LA. Look at all of this spray painting on these buildings.
Yeah.
Fucking douchebags, man.
It's not even good spray paint. Like,
no.
they're not doing good graffiti. You're not Banksy out here. You're just some asshole spraying words. It's lazy.
Ain't you never seen Beat Street? Do it right.
These people haven't seen Beat Street or Break In.
Remember when the tagger got killed in Beat Street? That was sad.
Was it?
It
From
was.
a property value perspective, I would say no.
If I had a train like that, an untagged train, I would pay artists to come in there and do it because they look better. Now, the ones that look like this, no, those look like trash. But the ones where they do actual artistic work, the big bubble letters and stuff, I would definitely do that. I wonder if that's the skateboard. Why does he have lights on the bottom of his skateboard? You poser bitch. Do you have to have lights on your skateboard in Los Angeles?
I don't know. It's fucking lame. Everything about this is just sad and pathetic. Even a protest, this is half-assed. These people make me sad. They're terrible at this. Terrible. Step up your game, pussies.
I kind of want to see him hit a rock and go rumbling forward.
I kind of want to see him get hit with a pepper ball and fall on his face, but that would be mean.
They have definitely been moved along.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might be going home. They're bored already. Real quick, thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Cool cosplay, bro. The bartender from Boondock Saints, right? Fuck, ice.
Oh,
nice reference. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker.
I'm a little sad. They're being nicer than the 2020 ones. Thank you, Frank, who says that's not a skateboard. What the fuck is it? I've never seen. I mean, unless they're doing some kind of weird display.
No, they have one of those like segways without the pole kind of thing where you can basically moves you along like a boogie board almost. It's split. Yeah, there's a couple different variations, like the one that splits in the middle and you kind of just adjust your weight and it self-propels. And then there's ones with motors. I don't know, it could be any of that. That old man there that's like our age, he either is a photographer for an actual newspaper or he is really lost.
There was just somebody on a regular bicycle doing a wheelie all the way down the street, and good on you. But I have been laughing at all the people because I saw this with the mini bikes out there doing their bicycle moves
Yeah.
like anybody cares.
Oh, moped.
Bro, you're on a
come
Vespa.
on.
What the fuck?
You better be a delivery boy, because that's
That's
sad.
that was a
See what
fact
I mean?
check.
This is pathetic.
Yeah.
The worst riot ever. You guys make me sad. I'm actually angrier. I really want the cops to start hitting these guys with truncheons now, just to like get them kind of motivated. Like get a little police brutality in there to get these people doing something other than meandering. Oh fuck! Is this what Moses had to put up with for 40 years?
They happened to find a car there. Oh, they didn't light it on fire. I happened to find another 2 cars right there. It's weird how there's cars in Los Angeles. I'm still annoyed by that dude saying that stupid shit. I'm going to be annoyed by that for the next week.
As you should.
You know what really annoys me about the graffiti we're seeing too? There's not a single wiener up there.
No, of course not. I mean, that would be sexist or ableist or something.
If you're not a graffiti artist and you get a can of spray paint and a riot, you need to be making a wiener on something.
The only thing that would make this better is if Vespa guy had a Mexican flag on the back of his Vespa. That would be like we would probably have to put that in every thumbnail we had about this nonsense.
Wait, is Jarbo in LA now? Is he out there delivering DoorDash?
Guys, I just have some Uber Eats to deliver. Satsu, if you're listening, you do whatever Monkey tells you to. Yeah. Jarbo. Haven't thought about him in a while.
Why are you waving? Why do you have a Palestinian flag at this protest? I don't
because
get
these people are all very dumb and easily confused.
It's kind of like at the way back in the day when nobody cared about libertarians. There was always some dude with a "make weed legal" sign.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what they were talking about. He'd have they could be talking about legalizing prostitution. He'd have his weed sign up every single time. And it was always the same guy. It's the white guy with a slightly blondish afro.
Yeah, that looked really dirty, like a rat's nest.
Yeah, and that gay 70s mustache. Not the I do gay porn one, but the other one that looks like they're trying to do gay porn but aren't man enough to grow the mustache for it.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why anybody would not want this in their city, Jack.
I mean, a bunch of bigots, no doubt.
This is Los Angeles, so it's almost 9 o'clock at night, and these assholes are wandering through the streets making a scene of themselves.
Well, I suspect the more violent people will come out after dark.
I hope so, but this guy will be gone by then because this guy is not going to hang out. The guy, RIT,
yeah,
he's not going to go where there's violent protest.
No, of course not. One of them that I was watching last night got his car towed.
Another trash can fire.
Now that's definitely stupid fucks and not homeless people.
This means Antifa's on the scene.
Of course.
That is their call sign.
That's true. Spontaneously combusting trash.
Yep. Where are they going? Hopefully back to Mexico.
Well, they're probably on break, so they're going to get some nuggies from Wendy's.
They need their Soros pay. Oh,
yeah.
Whoops, sorry. Totally spontaneous.
Yeah, totally not organized by an NGO.
All right. After like 13, it's not cool to have lights on the bottom of your vehicle there, dude. You're not in a Fast and Furious movie on your little...
I mean, if at 10 years old, that looks really cool. You're like, oh, lights. As an adult, it's just kind of sad.
You're just making vaginas dry up, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't no chick getting her pussy wet over some orange lights under your car.
Look, there's no graffiti down this way.
Yeah, it must be a heavier police presence.
And nobody doing anything. Did the police leave? Is that why they're finally marching this way?
Probably.
Because we saw them pass a barricade not long ago, and which, by the way, for your little lawless protest here, was nice of you to nicely move those out of the way instead of just plowing through it like a man would do.
Yeah.
Be a man if you're going to be a jackass. God damn.
Oh, there's probably barely enough testosterone in that crowd to equal, I don't know, 3 chat members,
I'm
men
noticing
or women.
there's not a lot of how do I want to say this? Black people here.
Oh no. They're in LA, dude. Black people are like, yeah, we learned our lesson in '92.
It's
We're gonna
white
sit
and
this one out.
off-white.
Yeah, we'll let the Mexicans and the stupid idiot white people deal with this.
What is
There
that
are no men in
Diego
these
flag?
protests. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hey, real Wade.
Black people got gentrified.
Well, even they don't want this shit in their yard if they're half intelligent. I mean, nobody wants to deal with this nonsense.
Well, again, the black community is one of the most impacted by illegal immigration.
Yeah.
The helpful white people have kept blacks uneducated to the point now where they're lucky. You're either going in the NBA or you're working at Taco Bell. Those are your only 2 choices. And if you can't dunk and you can't get into the WNBA, then you're going to work at Taco Bell. They're the ones who are most impacted by this shit when it comes to the labor market.
I do like they just passed a taco truck.
If I had a taco truck, I would definitely be out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be like, this is a La Raza taco.
Me and my Asian friend Guillermo.
I'm Paco. That was my name in Spanish class. Paco.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't stay in Spanish class long enough to get a name. They kicked me out.
The Spanish apparently don't have a good translation for Frank.
They could just call you Frank?
Nope, because we had to have our Spanish name, so I got to be Paco.
I'm pretty sure Francis is
yes, but that's my real name.
Franciscan monk name.
No, I guarantee you, if there was a kid of Mexican descent in there and his name was Jesus, they would have made him change it for his Spanish name. Yeah.
Isn't it cheating, like, to take Spanish class as a Spanish speaker?
Actually, this is a reality of go try to take English as a second language, even as an American who speaks only English. When you have to go into where they teach, you're an English major, you know how it is, where you go in and you have to learn how you're supposed to learn. It's not as easy as you would think. You know the words, you just don't know where they're supposed to go.
Well, interestingly, we teach Castilian Spanish in our schools, which is spoken in Spain and I think Argentina is the only place in South America that actually uses Castilian Spanish.
Jeff, thank you so much. Hi guys, nice to catch you live. FYI, while this is going on, you know that group that has the highest Trump approval as of the end of May, Hispanics at 63%. Full link in chat. I'm not shocked by that. Thank you for the donation. Very kind of you. This is something the left has not been able. This is just boring. I need more actual riot footage.
There's not a lot going on from what I'm seeing. It's mostly small fires with a lot of people congregated around them, and the rest is just people milling around.
Yeah. Here, let's put this up on the screen because it's this is so sad. That is one of the most pathetic. Look at his little noodle arms, man.
Did you see? There's another photo that goes along with this one where one of his friends is with him and he's got his arm around him and this guy's trying to look all badass and the other guy's like, yeah.
This is so sad. Anyway, to that point about Hispanics being Trump's biggest supporters, The left has never understood that the majority of Hispanics that have gotten here, especially those who came legally and aren't second or third generation, but especially new Americans, hate what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
They hate people who cut in line.
Yeah, because they did the actual work. And it's not easy to get into the country and get naturalized, or even just to get a green card.
Yeah.
Naturalized is even harder. And then you've got more paperwork. And then to become a citizen, you actually have to do a lot of work. And those are the people I respect, because they're actually wanting to assimilate. The others are just cutting in line and freeloading.
Doesn't this look like somebody on TikTok showing off their mastectomy scars from their transition?
Kind of does, yeah.
Look how badass we are. God, you're so sad, man. I look more badass than that in my sweats when I'm walking my old man walk. So sad. So sad.
I look more badass taking a dump than that dude does. Come on.
Here we go. This is from Freedom News. Oh, thank you, understatement. English makes no sense because you people lost to the French and then added a whole lot of other nonsense. Blame your ancestors for the weird rules.
I hate to correct you. English is derived from German and Latin, not French. French just threw in a couple of twists.
Well, that's what he's saying, is that we let the French change it.
They didn't change too much of it, though. It's mostly German and Latin, because French is a Latin language, so a lot of that stuff already existed because of Latin. Thanks, Rome.
English has a lot of rules we should probably change, like weird, for instance. Weird is spelled weird because we're told I before E except after C, unless it sounds like A, which weird does not, but it is spelled EI.
Yeah, fuck you, everyone else.
It should be spelled WIERD.
Well, I think it helps people learn the definition of the word.
Yeah,
this
I
makes
guess.
No sense. Yes, it's weird.
Anyway, we can we got
what about knife.
Spitting on our flag being burned in the middle of the street. Nice, huh? The only way that would be great is if the fire went back up it and he blew up. This is how we know that Antifa is not involved in all of this, because they actually burned a flag. Remember watching them try to light flags and they failed literally every time?
Oh, it was sad. It was sad. I mean, those are people that have no life experience in anything.
Can we just point out this sign that they're holding? Dare to struggle.
Yeah.
These are people living in Los Angeles, which you need to have money to be living there anyway.
Yeah, but why would you want to struggle? I mean, life is pretty good these days, comparatively speaking.
I think, depending on what you mean by struggle, I think going out there and finding obstacles to overcome is a good thing. It's healthy for you and it teaches you a lot.
But some people are trying to find struggle where there is none.
What they're talking about here, one, that should say dare to resist, because what you're doing is resisting. You're not struggling. I know English is a hard language, but what are you daring to struggle against?
The man. Oh. Common sense.
Dare to struggle. Yeah, keep spitting on my flag, shithead. He's burning the American flag with the American flag.
Yeah, there's a level of irony there. Somebody peed on it, maybe? Oh,
no, he's putting more of the lighter fluid on it.
Yeah, that's a good way to have an accident, by the way. I've seen that happen. That was a Boy Scout. Somebody tried that. The flames went right into the container.
Yes, and I was hoping that would happen here. You have to use an accelerant. This is what the morons in Antifa don't understand, is you have to use an accelerant because most of this... Oh, my God. The is hanging over.
Oh, Man, Quetzalcoatl showed up. I know he's
These
a giant serpent.
these flags are made to be flame retardant.
Talk about rebellion. Fuck off, you idiots. Oh, there's a can of accelerant in there. Or a whole container. I hope that's empty. Otherwise, that thing's going to blow up.
Yeah, it was. He finished it and threw it on top. Dumbass.
That's what I get for looking away.
But anyway, yeah, guys, it's Riot season, and so far they haven't gotten too out of hand yet, Jack. But I'm hopeful.
I got a couple of clips here
Cool.
that might be interesting. The last one first, and then the second to last one, if you would.
All right, let me clean up all of this shit I have on my other screen over here real fast. Man,
Cue the Winged Serpent's a great movie, Tailfin. It's actually kind of terrible, but it's got Richard Roundtree in it.
said the bottom one first.
Yes.
All righty. Let me know if we need sound on any of these because I'm just keeping the sound down for right now.
The next one we will, but not
Okay.
this one.
All right. You might. Whoops. What I just did.
We're huge.
Oh my
I'm gone.
god. It's the monkey show.
Ah.
I clicked the wrong
I'm
button.
back.
It's my
Oh,
bad.
thank God. I was scared. I was in the back rooms for a minute.
Oh. Excuse me.
Yeah. You know how much those cruisers cost? Especially the SUV ones? That's a lot of money right there.
Don't worry, Jack. Insurance is a thing. Remember they told us that during the 2020 riots.
That's your taxpayer money, retards. You
Oh.
guys pay for that.
And there is no looters set our car on fire insurance.
No. See, they're still getting shit dropped down on them. That's why they're not going too far forward. People are throwing stuff.
That's why you need guns. Shoot them.
Yeah, if you're doing that, that's attempted murder.
Yep.
You throw rocks off an overpass, you deserve to go to prison for attempted murder. And if you do kill someone, it should be murder, not manslaughter.
Yep.
You know how gravity works. I don't care if you're 12.
All they need there, Jack, is some congestion pricing, and that'll take care of the traffic problems that are being caused.
Yeah, California, where they mooch off of the federal government anyway.
All right. Oh, whoops. Oh, Gavin. All right. You said we do need the...
Yeah, you need to hear this one. Thank you, Fugi, for sending this one to me.
Do I need to hear this, asshole?
Sadly, I think you do.
I'm Gavin's out there right now. See, Gavin has a real problem. This actually hurts Gavin more than you guys might think. He wants to run for president in 2028, and he is doing his very best to moderate. He's come out against a lot of things that liberals have been for a while. He's got his little gay I wish I was Joe Rogan show. And he is trying desperately to moderate his message. And this is going to force him to stand up for illegals. Yes. I haven't watched this clip, so I don't know what he's going to say here, but
it's as dumb as you think it is.
I'm sure it is. It's Gavin Newsom.
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man.
Hey, Jack, do you remember maybe a week ago now we watched a fat chick and a little soy boy talking?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the number one issue among young men that they completely waved away? It's immigration.
Women? Oh,
immigration.
Oh.
Yeah. And almost every poll shows that. Leave these poor people alone. Hey,
it's almost like it affects people finding jobs, especially entry-level jobs.
Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
I hope he calls that bluff.
On what grounds, sir?
Well, I mean, there's dereliction of duty. Like, he does have a duty to protect his citizens.
Well, what he's doing here is thumping out his chest over an issue that isn't an issue.
Not yet. If innocent people start getting killed out of this, Gavin might be in some actual trouble. Hypothetically, we know nothing's going to happen to him because he's a government employee, and nothing really ever happens to most of them.
Well, none of this would really affect him anyway. It would affect the mayors because, like, Los Angeles and San Francisco has had a couple of little things going on. It would affect their mayors more than it would affect the governor.
Yeah, just mean from a criminal standpoint, he does have obligations to fulfill that he is so far kind of half-assing.
I don't give a damn, but I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they?
I care about this community
Of criminals.
So I want to drive down wages and drive up rent. And yeah.
Oh, why is it hard to find housing in California? Mystery.
What are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to put.
He's not talking about the protesters.
Right. He's talking about Trump stopping this shit. And he's like, you guys need to grow up. Those guys on their bicycles and skateboards starting fires, they're the real adults in the room.
Yeah, all that looting, they just want the bread.
Push back, and I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The perception is that
you're going to want to have that news station, who is it, MSNBC, delete that video for you, Gavin.
Yeah, it's not a good look, dude.
Like I said, he is trying to moderate. And I missed one of the riot footage you sent. Or is this the full stream that just ended? That's the full stream. Okay. This is not the moderate stance. The moderate stance would be, hey, this rioting shit needs to stop. The illegals need to go home. This is a country of laws. That's what they love to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, he could really drive it down the middle and say, look, they need to have due process so everybody's rights are respected. And then he's kind of dancing the line like, oh, yeah, due process. People like buzzwords like that. But he's not going to. He's going with the hard line.
Yeah. And this is a problem, and we knew this was going to happen when there's a reason we haven't had the rioting for 4 years. It's because they had a Democratic president.
Yeah.
And as soon as Trump gets in, suddenly they're like, oh my goodness, can you believe that there's illegals being removed from the country? No. Everybody go protest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what this is. I just saw it on Twitter. So let's find out.
National Guard troops.
Yeah, there's no sign that the president is backing down, despite the governor, Gavin Newsom, putting in this formal letter, this request that the president pull back this order. Trump is up at Camp David watching as all this unfolds, and he wrote on Truth Social tonight that he was directing administration officials to take all action necessary to put down what he calls violent insurrectionist mobs.
Oh, tell me that was not purposeful language.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really more invasion because most of these people are not.
This is an insurrection. This is invasion. Absolutely. This is violence in our streets from people who aren't our citizens. Some might be, Jack, but they're just giving aid and comfort.
Yeah, they're giving aid and comfort like a fifth columnist. So they should be charged with that too, as far as I'm concerned. You act treasonous, you get treated treasonous.
That word insurrectionist, I think, is critical because the question here is whether the president will eventually evoke the Insurrection Act, which is the most expansive power that he could take to federalize the National Guard and deploy U.S. troops on domestic soil. He hasn't done that so far. He has mused in the past, including...
Yeah, that for the record, the National Guard that's out there, they're protecting federal property right now. They're not in this. That's why we haven't seen them in the street anywhere.
Yeah, they're only at federal locations, mostly the Immigration Detention Center, but there's a little complex of buildings that are federal buildings there that they're protecting.
I think I read a lot of these people are getting money from Act Blue. Look, here's when we talk about paid agitators, most of this crowd is not getting money, but you don't need to give most of the crowd money. You give a handful of people to go out there and agitate. It's what they did at January 6th. It's what they did all through the BLM riots. It doesn't take many people to cause a problem with a mob, because mobs, this is what we told you guys on January 6th, why it was such a dumb idea. A mob can easily turn violent. It doesn't take much to do it. A dozen people, 24 people, that's it. And they're all hidden, so nobody knows who they are, so you can't track them from riot to riot, which was fun in 2022 or in the 2020 riots, because they were too dumb to change their clothes. So you'd see the guy, you'd see him with the same backpack, clearly a very, what's the word I want to say here?
Distinctive.
A Pinterest style backpack. And yeah, you'd see him over and over again, dumbasses. It's how a lot of them got caught, because the whole idea of Black Bloc is that nobody can tell who you are. But being dumbass little Americans, they're like, I still have to be unique.
I gotta be quirky and special. I gotta put my own uniqueness in there. No, dude, that's not how this works.
But it did, and a lot of them got arrested, and then they're like, we must have a mole. Like, no, you dumbass. Cryptic, thank you so much. As a legal alien and now citizen, fuck these communist shitbags. My Shark Tank's method for them is still my preference. I hear you. However, let me offer you a different solution. We let them stay in Camp Frank. And every morning they have to line up in front of a wall and be shot in the crotch with a pepper ball. And then they can go do some gardening, because they have to grow their own food. And then at noon, they have to line up again to get shot with a pepper ball. And then they get to go say 10 Hail Franks, and then line up again to get shot with a pepper ball. And it's all on television, so I can enjoy it.
I kind of prefer we go through every back issue of Batman and all the TV shows and find all the death traps, and if they could escape one, then they can go home. Otherwise, they're dead. So
I just want to see them get hurt. Is that wrong?
I didn't hear anything problematic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I just want to see him get hurt.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything problematic.
I got you.
During his first term about using U.S. troops to tamp down on protests and crime. At that point, his aides had talked him out of it, but clearly now he is unencumbered by those so-called guardrails within his administration. And
yeah, get rid of those fucking neocon pussies.
Let's talk again, though, about what was going on and why he wanted to bring out the National Guard in 2020.
Just because they were trying to murder a few federal officials.
Yeah, it was at the federal buildings where they were doing this shit. And they're like, I don't see anything wrong here.
And so I think the question now is, as the president watches this unfold and watches these
National Guard are state troops in this case. He's calling them up to federal service, though. That's what they're talking about here.
Scenes in Los Angeles, whether he decides to deploy more National Guard troops to Los Angeles, whether potentially he deploys active duty Marines, which Northcom now says are on alert to activate.
By the way, this thing right here in the background is a car. What's left of it? Because they're made out of like fiberglass and shit, and that shit melts.
Yeah, don't inhale those fumes, man. I'm telling you.
To that area. And so the president clearly not backing down. He said this evening that we're going to have troops everywhere. Jessica.
Kevin, thank you so much. And a bit ironic that these cars are being set on fire in a city that was absolutely traumatized by fires.
Yep, bit ironic.
Don't you think? It's a little too ironic.
Oh my God. I
Oh,
love that she went there. I can't believe they're doing this when there were fires there last year. Oh my God.
Fucking ridiculous. Thank you, Cryptic. All about a landmine border around LA. Yeah, I told you they should do the Gotham City thing and just shut it off from the rest of the country. Let it sort itself out, then send people in to clean it up.
Did we ever find out what started the Malibu fires?
CIA?
Probably.
I mean, sorry, that wasn't Malibu. That was Hawaii. I don't think they did, but it was probably some campers or homeless people, because homeless people is what they speculated early on, and that
Yeah.
got too politically incorrect, so they moved away from that. But it wouldn't surprise me because homeless people have caused fires out in that area before.
I do think, I mean, she accidentally brings up a good point. This is LA. Should you guys really be starting fires here? Just wondering.
Earlier this year, where hundreds and hundreds of people lost their home. Again, you are watching the latest from Los Angeles. More when we
Look at that smoke coming off of this.
Yeah, think of the particulates.
You see how dark that smoke is?
Yeah, that is unhealthy.
We were just having some internet issues there. Are we back?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Look at how dark that shit is. If your fire is that dark, at the very least, there's plastic burning in it. That's not a wood fire going on right there. I love that her worry is, oh my God, there were fires last year. Do you know what kind of shit you're putting into the environment? This is LA. Where are all the environmentalists?
Cowering in their homes?
I would be.
Oh,
Oh, fuck
I don't
these
want anything
people.
to deal with this. I'd have left town as soon as possible.
I can't for the life of me understand why they're trying to normalize this shit. Thank you, Cryptic. It's not dark, Monk. It's fire of color. Smoke of color, sir. Smoke of color. Oh, yeah. Here's a great picture of it where you get to see just how nasty this shit is coming off of here. That is
a cloud of carcinogens right there. Yeah. Jeez. Look at the flames, too. Look at how orange they are.
This is California. Shouldn't they have a cancer warning on the car?
They probably do, but it burned up. So, oopsie poopsie. Yeah, mofo, Escape from LA. I was thinking a couple people mentioned that, and I have no problem if we turn LA into an island.
I really am of the opinion, fuck it, just let LA burn.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care.
If they just pulled all the federal agents out and just let this nonsense left it to the LAPD, because they're not doing that much. Just let them have it. Then maybe the higher ups of the LAPD will realize they need the help and they should actually do their jobs. Because the cops on the ground are getting pelted with stuff and they're not allowed to do anything.
If I lived anywhere near this, I would sue the city of Los Angeles for putting my health in danger.
Absolutely.
So if you guys are in LA or close to it, sue them.
Yeah,
because they're allowing this to happen.
Hazards. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you even put out an EV with a normal fire suppression system?
I doubt it. As far as I know, that you have to use like really, really heavy bursts of water that most fire trucks can't even do. Most of the time, they just let them burn to the ground because they can't afford to, especially in LA, you couldn't afford to use that much water.
I just want to remind you guys that the mayor of Los Angeles is worried about the military vehicles causing problems on the street.
Yeah. Oh, Mofo said they have to use CO2. That wouldn't surprise me either.
Or foam, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think most fire departments, unless they're in major cities, have that stuff. I mean, you might have patchwork throughout the city, but you never know if shit's like this is going to kick off.
Fuck these guys, Jack.
Yeah, it's just sad that our government is so corrupt or lazy. They're not tamping this down immediately, because if they did, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't keep happening so frequently, and it wouldn't be as bad because it'd stop it early on. But they're not going to do that.
I'm just so tired of it being allowed to go on. I don't think protests work, but if you want to go have a protest in a park and yell about whatever you're bitching about this time, fine, go do it. But the time that the police get called out, and the time that, Trump with the National Guard, they're calling him out, it's not because these people were singing some stupid hippie hymnal off key. It's because they've been turning violent. And when they turn violent, that's when you tamp them down. Who was it? Chris Cuomo who said protests have to be peaceful? The Constitution you're hiding behind says it.
Yeah.
Peacefully assemble is what it says. That's the actual wording on it. Like, who said it has to be peaceful? The founders, dickhead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Have your stupid little oh my God, they have another view of mastectomy hero here.
Of course.
How come they never have masks that look like them? They always put on masks that make them look badass, and they pull it off, and
it came free with their pre-order of Call of Duty.
They look like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, man. Jack, I am crippled, have not been able to lift stuff in a long time, and my arms are still bigger than his.
Well, that's all the soy they drink, I think.
Somebody skipped arm day.
Somebody skipped the gym.
Somebody skipped carrying milk into the house.
Well,
Jeez.
Dad went out to get it, never came back.
Thank you, Cryptic. I blame opinionated Scotsman for all of this. It's probably his fault, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap up on this douchebag. Jesus Christ! Look, if stuff kicks off, we'll come back and laugh at it. But looks like they're dying down. They're gonna be peaceful now. We're just gonna commit crimes until dark. Mom said I have to be in by dark.
Yeah, it's a school night.
They can see the fires at night. We got to stop. Fuck these people. Fuck the illegals. Get the fuck out of my country. I have no sympathy for you. You broke the rules. Get out.
Yeah.
Take your little smatch-it children with you.
Yep.
Thank you guys. Let's get this prick off my screen. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind. Jack, anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop a link to a video or something. But thank you guys so much for all the support you give us. It is greatly appreciated. You guys are awesome. And I guess Medicare went live, and he's calling this Battle of Los Angeles 2 the Battle for Home Depot.
Nice.
So there's always that. But yeah, if something interesting happens, we'll be on it.
Thank you, Dangerous. Remember only a few months ago when LA was burned to the ground and it was a horrible tragedy? Now people can set things alight with no concern for it creating potential larger fires. Yeah. And oddly enough, the fire here isn't even the biggest worry. That smoke coming off there is really dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
I have to pee so badly.